Hey everyone, welcome. Let's talk about something that's on a lot of our minds. Building a retirement we can actually feel secure about. It can feel pretty overwhelming, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really powerful tool designed for exactly that kind of peace of mind, the fixed annuity.
This is the big question, isn't it? How do you protect the money you've worked so hard for, especially when the market gets a little crazy? You need a safe place for it, especially as you get closer to retirement. That is the exact problem fixed annuities were built to solve. So let's see how they do it.
So let's start with the absolute basics. What in the world is a fixed annuity? You've probably heard the name thrown around, but it can sound pretty complicated. Don't worry, we're going to break it down into plain English.
When you boil it all down, a fixed annuity is just a contract between you and an insurance company, and that word contract is key. As you see here, it's built on these huge promises to protect your money, to grow it, and to provide you with income. These aren't just vague ideas, they are contractual guarantees.
Let's unpack these three promises because they are a huge deal. First, protects your principal. All that means is your initial investment is safe. You can't lose it in a market downturn, period. Second, it grows at a guaranteed rate. This gives you predictability, which is an amazing feeling when everything else feels so unpredictable. And third, it can provide guaranteed income, basically a paycheck in retirement that you can't outlive.
So the real magic here, the main attraction, is safety and predictability. Now this is a super important point you have to understand. You know how a bank CD is insured by the FDIC? Well, an annuity is different. Its security is backed by the financial strength of the insurance company that issues it, so you want to make sure you're with a strong, stable company. Okay, so that's the what. Now let's get into the how. How does this thing actually work from year to year? Let's pop the hood and look at the mechanics.
A fixed annuity really has a two-part story. First, there's what we call the accumulation phase. This is the saving and growing period. You put your money in and you let it work for you. Then, whenever you're ready, you flip a switch and enter the income phase. And that's when the annuity starts sending you a check.
Now here's a feature that's a real game changer. Tax-deferred growth. What does that mean for you? Well, during that entire time your money is growing in the accumulation phase, you're not paying a dime of tax on the interest. This lets your money compound way faster. You only pay taxes when you actually start taking money out.
Now, fixed annuity isn't just one single thing. It's more like a family of products. They all share that same safety-first DNA we've been talking about, but each one has its own little twist. So let's take a quick tour and meet the different types.
First up is the original, the classic, the traditional fixed annuity. This is the simplest of the bunch. It gives you a set interest rate, it's straightforward, and it's perfect for anyone who wants something that feels as safe as a bond. The trade-off, the rates can be a bit on the lower side.
Next, we have the multi-year guaranteed annuity, or MYGA. Honestly, the easiest way to think about MYGA is like a CD you get from an insurance company. You get a locked-in, guaranteed rate for a specific number of years, say 3, 5, or 7. The main thing to remember is there are penalties, called surrender charges, if you take your money out too early. Okay, now things get interesting with a fixed indexed annuity, or FIA. This one is a hybrid. It gives you a taste of the stock market's potential. Your interest is linked to an index like the S&P 500, but, and this is crucial, your principal is 100% protected from losses. So what's the catch? Well, your gains are usually limited by something called a cap. You get some of the upside with none of the downside. And finally, there's the single premium immediate annuity, the SPIA. This one is an income machine. It's designed to do one thing: turn a lump sum of money into a guaranteed paycheck, right now. It is literally like buying your own personal pension. The big trade-off here is that once you do it, it's irreversible.
So, we've walked through the different options, and that brings us to the most important question of all, right? Is a fixed annuity actually a good fit for your financial plan? Let's talk about how to think through that.
Look, at the end of the day, it all comes down to a trade-off. Think about your retirement plan like you're building a house. A fixed annuity is like the rock-solid concrete foundation. It's not going anywhere. You gain that incredible safety and stability. In exchange, you give up some potential for those higher, riskier market returns. That's the fancy stuff. And you also give up some immediate access to your cash. Understanding that trade-off is everything.
So who is the ideal candidate here? Generally, we're talking about folks in that 50 to 75 age range. People who are shifting their mindset from just growing their money to protecting the money they've already saved. On the flip side, who should probably steer clear? Well, if you're a young investor with decades to ride out the market's ups and downs, or if you need to keep your money liquid,
this probably isn't the right tool for you right now.
As you can probably tell by now, even though the core idea is pretty simple, the details really matter. Picking the right type of annuity from the right company, it's a big decision, and it's not something you have to figure out all by yourself.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. A fixed annuity can be that cornerstone, that bedrock for your retirement that provides incredible peace of mind. But, and this is a big but, it is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all solution. The whole key is finding the right one for your specific situation.
And that's really where we come in at the Annuity Expert. Our whole job is to educate you and help you compare all your options without any pressure. We want you to have clear, unbiased information. And because of that, our services and our consultations are always completely free. So if you're curious to see what some real numbers could look like for you, to see what the best and safest contracts out there are, please get in touch with us for some free, no-obligation quotes. You can call us at 770-755-1565, or you can find us online at annuityexpertadvice.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we're here to help you build that secure future.